Morning guys, 5 AM cardio. Well, it's about 5:30 now actually. I don't know why I take these walks lately. I don't know why I started taking these walks lately, should I say. It's just, one day I got up too early. So I was like, screw it. If The Rock says it's important to be up as early as possible, I should try it. So I started going for a little walk, clearing my thoughts, the mindfulness and the mindset exercises that I usually do at home. It's nice because at this time of morning, no one else is around. So I can walk around and I can do my affirmations out loud. I can tell myself who I want to be and what I want to achieve today. But I can do it outside in beautiful weather. What a beautiful thing to come and wake up to. This is why I love getting up early. It's to experience sunshine like this. And we're here, Alexandra Palace. Oh, I would have thought that looked bigger. That's a shame. Oh, I'm outside, wait. How about that? That's better. Oh, I need more gains on my arms and more tan. Anyways, okay, so guys, what I want to talk to you about, things that taste amazing, but they're really bad for you. Now, a lot of people who are trying to approach fitness or trying to approach dieting, they have like cheat days, right? So they'll eat food which they know is bad for them. Like they know it's full of salt, they know it's full of like really low quality nutrition, loads of shitty fat, but it tastes amazing. They'll eat something that tastes amazing even though they know it's bad for them. But it's a cheat day, it's one day, you burn it off. You know, if you cheat on Sunday, you burn it off over Monday or Tuesday with some extra cardio. No big problem. But what about when things get a bit more serious? What about when that thing that tastes really good actually has a much worse effect on you? You know, let's talk about drugs, right? You know, you go out and you party on a weekend, maybe you party a little bit too hard, you have that amazing high, and you have a great time. But then Monday, Tuesday, like you are low, like you are really down low. Now you gotta be careful, some guys, not all guys, but some guys, your brain chemistry just isn't set up for such extreme highs and lows. You know, you're more likely to get like depression in a severe sense, but you know, you're more likely for those lows to hit you hard. Now, you'll know yourself if you've been near these situations, you know, how you react to those lows. You've got to watch them, you've got to balance them out. And it might just be too bad luck that you can't party in the same way as some of your friends because they can bounce back quicker than you can bounce back on your brain chemistry. And there are other situations as well, and one which is pretty personal and close to me. There's those girls, right? There are women in your life that you know are bad for your health. Like these are just the, I don't want to say crazy, but crazy women in your life. When they have the low points for you, they make shit hurt. Whether it's the woman who is unfaithful to you, or the woman who talks to you in a certain way that makes you feel like shit, uses you for money or something like that, but then you see them naked, the way that she fucks, right? Or there's something about the way that she looks at you, or there's just something, you know, there's those little moments where she's really sweet or she's really funny. Now I know every guy has got at least one woman like this in their life or in their past, and who manages to creep back out of their past into their life. I know every single guy has got at least one woman like this. Someone who you know is so bad for your health, but it tastes so good. Just like with the partying, you've got to balance this out. And you've got to realize that some guys just aren't set out to deal with those major lows. This particular woman or women or whoever have the power to totally just crush you. Like I'm talking like, you know, bed for a few days, like taking days off work. You'll know when it's happened in the past. You'll know the feeling, right? And I know I have a lot of guys who bought the book and follow the channel who have suffered with depression, so I know some guys will be getting this message more than others. There are women in your life, there are parties in your life, there's food in your life, and no matter how good it tastes at the time, you just can't afford to deal with those downs afterwards, guys. It's 6 in the morning. I was just thinking about that. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on that. Yeah. So if you started on your path to some kind of success, some kind of goal, some kind of challenge that you want to achieve, or some kind of version of yourself that you want to become, there's a good fucking chance you've had haters. It's not good to rely only on haters to push and to motivate you, but they're going to. You know, what you want is for that end goal, for that success, to pull you towards it. But fuck man, if those haters are gonna doubt you along the way, if people are gonna tell you that you're starting to spend too much time going to the gym, you know, you're starting to spend too much time going to those evening classes, or you're starting to throw yourself into this new hobby too much, those people are gonna start saying those things, great, fucking use that. Use that to push you even harder. Pull yourself towards your goal, but let those guys fucking push you along the way, because you're gonna get there faster. The difference is when you get there, you've got to carry yourself in a certain way, because at the end of the day, you don't achieve much by throwing your success in doubters and haters' faces. Doubters and haters and people who criticized you along the way, or, you know, they told you look stupid carrying a camera around. They told you that you couldn't do it. They're saying that for their own problems. Like, they've got their own issues. They've got their own unhappiness going on in their lives. That's why they have to comment on yours. So you throwing your success in their face is not gonna help their life anymore. Even though you might think it's gonna make you feel a bit better, it's not in the long run. But look, while they're doubting you, while they're saying these things, while they're, you know, whether it's you know, friends to your face, or it's just some random keyboard warrior posting some shitty comment on your Instagram or your YouTube video, and fuck those people. Fuck them. Allow them to push you towards your goals. People are way too fucking quick to criticize others. They're way too quick to doubt, to say what can't be done because they can't do it in their lives. Because they're too afraid to take that chance. They're too afraid to go back into education. They're too afraid to change career. They're too afraid to start something new. They're too afraid to dedicate 5 days a week into the gym, or 4 nights a week to learning Japanese. They've got that fear, they've got that gap in their lives. And so all they can do is throw that hate and that bitterness and that jealousy onto you. Fuck it. Take it. Take that energy and turn it into something positive for you. Stay strong, guys. So I don't talk about money, my own personal finances in any great detail, because I'm British and it's just, you know, it's just not polite in Britain to do such things. But what I do want to talk about with you guys is how much I spend or don't spend. You know, my past job, my past career, like, I had more money. I'd had some successful businesses, and then I always had cash investors to pay the losses that the business might make in the early days, to win a greater windfall when I sold the business. And that's good, but also what it means is, as the guy running the business, you know, it's easy to forget that you're on your way up. You don't get comfortable, but you take a salary that doesn't exactly leave you hungry, right? And even in businesses where I didn't have investors, you know, I would still make sure I felt comfortable all the time. And I had at the time an ex-girlfriend, my ex-fiance, I had a woman in my life, and she also wanted, you know, us to live comfortably. You know, she didn't want to live to the life of a struggling student entrepreneur either. But these days in this new career, I'm trying to make it as an author, you know, trying to get my books out there, trying to write more books, trying to figure out how I can help more guys out. And that means it's new. That means there's risk. That means I've got to work hard again. It means I've got to struggle. It means I've got to make sacrifices. Now, one thing I learned last time around is what's important. Financially, what's important in life. In terms of possessions, I gave away almost everything I used to own. I didn't even sell most of it. I just said, I don't need to own this stuff anymore because it owns me. Now, what that meant is it was liberating, one, because you realized you weren't suddenly and immensely unhappy when that stuff disappears from your life. But now in this new journey, I don't feel the need to go out and buy any of those things. I make sacrifices on the material world now so that I can, you know, reduce my risk, so that I can have more money to pay, or always definitely pay the things that are absolutely essential, right? You know, rent, food. I don't sacrifice on food, you know, my health is something I keep investing into, and you know, that's always the very last thing that I budget on. You know, I buy good food, I buy a lot of food. The clothes, my wardrobe. When I came to London and I tried to go out on some dates with girls, it wasn't long before a few of them noticed that I owned 2 shirts. I either turned up in a red shirt or a black shirt, and I'm okay with that. I was okay with that. I had 2 pairs of jeans, these 2 shirts, and a couple of t-shirts. And the t-shirts are just different colors of the identical t-shirt. And now, you know, now I go to the gym more, I wear sweatpants, right? I wear these sweatpants. Yeah? I own multiple pairs of the same ones. For working out in the gym, I own multiple pairs of the same t-shirts and the same vests. And it's all stuff that was bought in sale or from charity shops, thrift stores, or these pants. These pants were $5. I'm wearing $5 pants. And that's just something that the old me would have never have done. I always overspent on fashion, both, you know, in buying expensive individual items and buying way too many of them. I had to have tons of different things in my wardrobe. I had to have lots of different pairs of jeans, lots of different shirts, lots of different t-shirts. But you know, I've realized, first of all, I just gave myself almost like a uniform, right? There are just a few things that I always wear, so I never noticed that lack of variety. I never noticed the lack of the things that I don't have. My friends here, they've got used to the way that I look and the way that I dress, and they realize that Liam's just the guy that rocks up in pretty much the same thing all the time. Financially, right? Clothes just are not a part of my expenses right now. So that means if my book makes, you know, $2,000 in a month, I don't have to stress, I don't have to panic. You know, if it's a good month and it makes $10,000 in royalties that month, great, but I don't rush out now on a shopping spree like I would have done, right? So the thing is, the sacrifices that I'm making now on my expenses, on the things I spend on, allow me to reduce my risk in other areas. You know, they allow me to invest in this camera equipment, which I'm still, you know, always figuring out what I'm meant to do with it, and I'm trying to, you know, learn to use it better. But you know, I can make these purchases because I've made sacrifices that you may not be willing to sacrifice on. I don't go out partying, I don't go to clubs, right? You know, for a guy in London, you can easily spend £200, £300, £400 a night easily. Do I drink a little bit of alcohol now, but I drink it at home with friends, or a bottle of wine with a girl. What are you willing to make sacrifices on? You know, there are things which you think you need. No, I can't stop spending on that. No, I have to have that. That's essential. I need that. But actually, they're not. And I tell you, if you take those things away from your life, you won't miss them. You know, I took away so many material possessions in my life when I sold my house and I gave away all the furniture and all the contents inside, and I haven't repurchased those things. When I stopped drinking alcohol completely, right, I did it for, I think it was about 2 months. I stayed really clean, really strict. When I went back to drinking alcohol, I realized that I didn't have to go out partying anymore. I realized that I didn't have to buy those $10 shots on the bar. I realized I could still have a great night without drinking all those expensive cocktails, without buying those bottles on the table. I realized I could still enjoy myself. And if I couldn't enjoy my time with the friends I was with without spending that kind of money on partying, then I was with the wrong people. So what are you willing to sacrifice on if you really, really, really dig into it? You know, are you willing to cut away your shopping? Are you willing to switch to the cheaper phone? You know, are you okay skipping out on the next $800 iPhone that comes out? Are you okay to cut out those parties? You know, I'm not saying stop enjoying yourself, guys, but I'm saying, what are you willing to sacrifice? How far are you willing to go? Because if you prioritize, if you focus down and you give the importance and you give, you know, whatever budget you have, whether, you know, you're starting something new or even if you've got the money now, you know, what are you willing to cut out? What are you willing to focus on? There are probably shit in your life that you're wasting money on that you won't miss. Give it a try, guys. Stay strong.